entering a brand new era. Things are not quite so old school. There's tons of exclusive content, should be pretty cool. 24 full years of questing, to make sure devs were doing great. RuneScape 3 Hardcore Ultimate Ironman, questing through 2008. Welcome back to November 26th, 2008. And the next skilling goals here. Essentially, it is a significant amount of summoning, but that is very costly. So we're going to start by making some money over here at the Spiritual Warriors. And that is what has informed our absolutely wild outfit here. That and the fact that we can't put the Elite Black and Dagon High in the house yet. That's coming up in a little bit. So until we get there, we are down inventory spaces. The plan here is Monk's Road top and Zamorak Road bottom for God Wars protection. We got the Elite Black Full Helm, since that fits in a slot here. Got the Anchor and Barrow's Gloves. Cost a little bit, but it's going to make it faster at killing things. Still got our Fishing Cape on, Ring of Life. I also picked up Boots of Lightness, which are helping the smallest amount possible, as lugging around 2 armor sets and an Anchor and all these other things for doing other things we're doing. We're at 68 kilograms, which is pretty wild. Plan, as per usual in the God Wars dungeon here, fighting the Spiritual Warriors. Start off with Protect from melee, just absolutely beating them down here in the main area. And then when we run out of prayer, we go into the Zamorak area and put on the plate body, because it's technically more defense and all that. One thing we need to do here is alch a bunch of stuff, but not pick up the coins and the small rune salvage, because that's not apart from the old drop table. It's still pretty good money, for sure, though. We're definitely going to make use of that. Got our Staff of Fire here. Alching all kinds of stuff. It's gonna be great. Putting all the combat experience into defense. There is 81 defense. That is later the ability Barricade. For now, just a little bit more defense. And that'll be enough for now. I'm gonna finish up this trip, and then go do one other thing? One other thing. And then we can get to updates. I guess it is actually 2 things. Or one thing and another thing to talk about. Jadevine, doing fine. Cut with our secretaries here. And we get, wait for it, level 74 Slayer. That's pretty cool. Put away our farming stuff here. That is Big Game Hunter HCUIM Apterosaurs, requiring 94 Hunter and an update that doesn't exist yet. There you go. Hunting the Warriors out at Copper's Dungeon. We got 868,000 coins. Takes a little bit. Definitely our best money-making method by far. Then also went and did penguins, because it is that time again. Unfortunately, we got another penguin that was on Entrana. That's really, really not worth dealing with, for many reasons. New reason, the Barrel Chest Anchor is a destroy option, so that's no good. I'm not going to do that. So that means we only got 14 out of the 15 points we would normally get. But due to rounding, it's still 7 points that we can trade in here. So, need to just claim 7 points worth of things for 5, 6, 7. We need to destroy the 7 points once we're done here. Put all of this, of course, into Herblore. Level 74 now, so we're getting slightly more XP. But also less because of the rounding, but also more because of the rounding. There's 26,000 experience. Not bad. Gonna take a little bit to get more levels from this, though. At least we're in a decent spot here. Let me just go back through and destroy the rest of the lamps. Sad times. We'll literally be getting double the experience once we get to the update that changes how all this works. Well, that is not for a while. But to get closer to it, we can go through some updates. On November 27th, 2008. Post bag from the hedge, 38, or 36. There's a bunch of these. Getting such interesting information as Toasty Pete's omelet recipes, and hints from the Chaos Elemental again. Also, the results of a Christmas cards poll. Finished that. The winners were Winter in Falador, and Bob the Cat with a Santa hat, sleeping at a fireplace with a fish-shaped present underneath the tree. Those will be available as downloads in December. Speaking of December, on December 1st, 2008, Behind the Scenes. For December, we got 2 achievement diaries, Stealing Creation changes, haircuts, French, and the Christmas event and quest. And again, the behind the scenes, more in the future things. Mobilizing armies, delayed. On December 5th, 2008, you can now set up PayPal recurring subscriptions. So it just keeps working, you don't need to go in there every month. And over on the store website, you can get some Christmas gift packages. A variety of bundles of things, including stuff like the Dragon Armor t-shirt, 12-month membership cards, and the book, along with just a whole bunch of other stuff to make entire easily collected packs, just all at once. Probably a discount or something, one would think. But anyways, on December 9th, 2008, PvP world improvements, specifically changes to the drop tables. Instead of getting just heaps and piles of not very valuable things that people would just leave on the ground, it now focuses most of your loot potential into a smaller number of more valuable drops. And it's a little bit more generous with using up your loot potential. And then just some more clarification on how that all works. Risking enough, staying in out of safe zones, going into hot zones, carries over to the next kills, etc., etc. PvP. What a thing. Far more important than that, we've got new hairstyles. 12 female, 8 male, 4 facial hair. And all hair changes are free for a while. So test out all the new hairstyles. Have fun. And you'll be testing out the new hairstyles at the Falador Barber, which is perfect because the Falador Achievement Diary is now a thing. Go to achievements here, areas, Falador. We've got easy, medium, and hard. Already completed some of them, as per usual. Just need to go through here, each bit, and do all of the tasks that we can do. We'll get to that. And then once we're done with that, we need to continue on to the Fremennik Achievement Diaries. Again, easy, medium, and hard tasks. Which again, we've done quite a few of. Go through all those too. I think I'm going to need to go and get some things sorted before we start with that. There's a few problems, and at least one that I can actually solve right now. Starting with the Falador easy tasks that we have already done, we immediately run directly into a brick wall. Because one of the tasks is go to Entrana, which we're currently really not in a position to do. If we did that, we would have to destroy the anchor and go buy it for another 230k. I guess we could alch it, only lose like 90k doing this task right now. We're going to be getting rid of the anchor here soon enough anyways, so we're just going to not turn in the rewards until we are done with using the anchor. There's going to be more problems later in the diary anyways, so for right now, we're supposed to be going to Entrana, which is not something we're going to do right now, unfortunately. That's alright. Technically, since we already did this, it will technically count as finishing the diary before we go to Entrana later. But we're just not going to count that, since we did it before the diary was a thing. And there's no complete the diary task before it happens kind of tasks. And so, we'll just carry on to the other things we've already done here. Like recharging prayer points at the church here, near Port Sarum. One of the only times this is remotely useful, which is wild. Also got the Explorer's Ring 3 here, in case it's helpful for teleporting around to this southern section of Asgarnia. It's the Falador diary, but it's mostly the entirety of Asgarnia diary, which makes sense. Not really enough to do to have like a Remington diary or something like that. Anyways, next task on our list is to go kill a highwayman. Probably would have been quicker to teleport up with this. Also, where'd the highwayman live now? Hello, highwayman. South of Falador. It's a whole giant mess around here these days. Highwayman. There's one. A little bit off the beaten path from where he would be, but that's okay. I'm just gonna whack him with an anchor. A little bit overkill. Well, that's okay. I'm gonna steal his cape. Next up, things in Falador. You can just teleport into town with the house here. Running around with all these things is definitely something. Also going to need more space. Just gonna eat another shark. Need to get a stat boosting beer here, which is pretty much any of these. Get the Mind Bomb. Don't really use that as much these days with 89 magic. Was useful before for getting various levels. That's alright. Also need to fill a bucket of water at the water pump here. A good source of water compared to other options that we've had. And that is that. Also need to enter the mole lair, which prior to the complete change to the giant mole, required a spade and a light source. So crawl down the plant roots. It's actually digging into a mole hole. And also technically the exit's at the other end. And we'd be in southern Falador. It's kind of where we want to be eventually here, but not just yet. Last two tasks that we've already done. Up in the castle. You can combo these pretty effectively. Spent quite a bit of time here. And Sirach still chilling. A whole set of Jagen High robes. We can look just the part. Everybody? Coming through. We need to climb up to the top of Falador Castle. There's a lot of different spots that are all the top here. And then back down to talk about the family crest. We already have one. There we go. Family crest, So what's your name? Hardcore Ultimate Ironman, Artic. Hardcore Ultimate Ironman, Artic. Let me see. From my records, your crest is still of Kandarin. You're right. Thanks. Maybe we didn't have a crest. You're welcome, my boy. Alright. And now we just have the tasks that we haven't done. And the two that have changed. Our next task is right behind this door. There is a treadmill with Ridgely, the Chinchampa. We need to feed him some cheese. He's doing such a good job powering the barber pole here. Being a very good guy. Feed the cheese, complete. Next up, in the Falador Park, it's going to equip our crystal bow and murder a duck. It's a drake. It's a duck. This is on land. Non-range attacks would work. Previously they were in the actual pond. No. Range attacks, correct. And continuing on, got one of the tasks that were slightly changed. Over here in the party room, we needed to pop a balloon from a party. And we don't have really anything to put in. Open the chest for the party. Deposit things in the chest. We'll deposit 5 earth runes. Accept. And then pull the lever, which costs 1,000 coins. Balloon Bonanza. Pop a balloon. And we get our earth runes back. Can't take that in Ironman mode. These are my earth runes, but fair. Eventually, the Pop the Balloon achievement was changed to just talk to Party Pete. Hi! And bye. Eventually, colorful afros. It's gonna be a great time. Wild stuff out here. Yeah. These are all the easy achievements, so naturally it's going to be pretty easy. And that's okay. Next one on the list, we need to head down to Wayne's Chains and purchase a chain, unsurprisingly. Level requirements for this one will have changed. It's previously the black chain body, which is at the correct price, which is great for us, would have required 10 defense, but now it is 25, which is still way, way lower than we have. And we get probably more money for just alchemy this. We'll just do that. Alchemy. Let's get some magic experience, which is also nice. That back on. Alright. Chain completed. Next, we head south of Falador, where we need to heal a wizard. It's gonna be interesting. We've only got so many staffs and stuff here. I think our spell is selected to wind. It's fine. Doesn't need to be that much. Wind strike. So, heal a wizard, which means we need to bop the wizard, not instantly kill them. Alright, we're gonna go with, well, I guess we're gonna need to switch our magics if we're trying to not kill them. Fire wizard. Alright. Fire attack. And he heals. We didn't actually heal. That's fine. Bam. Yeah, they heal if you use the correct magic on them, which is pretty wild. Not something we really need to worry about most of the time. There you go. Next on the list, over to the Falador Farm shop area place, where we need to get an amulet of farming. You can tie it to a farm patch or something. Nothing we're too worried about. Amulet of Farming. Buy it. Fantastic. Drop it. Okay. Drop it. Whee! And then the last task is another that has changed quite substantially. Originally, you would head south of Falador and go make an air tiara at the air altar. But in 2009, so not even too far away, the air altar was moved. So now the task is to go up near Goblin Village to the Mind altar instead and make a Mind tiara. And that would be the Falador tasks completed if we could go to Entrana. Or if we were willing to. So once we go to Entrana in a little bit here, we could go get the Falador Shield 1 from Redbeard Frank in Port Sarim. We can talk about the rewards when we actually get it, but that's okay. We'll worry about that later. On to the medium tasks. There's only 4 medium tasks that I've already done. They're kind of all over the place. First one can technically be done way outside of Asgarnia. Just need to kill a Black Knight to increase our White Knight reputation level. That'll make up for the 1 White Knight we accidentally killed earlier. Also need to kill an Ice Giant. Killed quite a few of these in the past. They were decent for fighting. We got much better options these days, though. And that's updates for you. My goodness. Anything cool for drops? Nope. Next is lighting a bullseye lantern. Specifically in the chemists here. Must have done that before too. Which is wild. We just had a bullseye lantern, lit it when we were here. Yep. Could have saved the lantern we had previously and swapped the lens out, but just steal it from cave goblins. That's fine too. And lastly, underneath this wall tunnel here. Ta-da. And now we need to go get all the things we need to do the other 8 medium tasks. There's a lot of them. Medium tasks continue. Pickpocket a guard in Falador, very specifically. That's a task. We bought full initiate from Sir Tiffy here. And now we're going to salute the emotes here. Salute. Eddie's me. There you go. Then we're just gonna alch all of this. That's fine. Put on the Dorwishan crossbow and the mithril grapple that I made. Grapple the wall here. That'll be good. Lots of agility shortcuts in Falador here. Grapple up and then jump down the wall. Amazing. Climb those walls. And then Cabbage Port. Over this way. Where we get to the farm. Need to do a little bit of farm in here. Need to get some inventory space. Having all these other things in the inventory is not helping, clearly. More space. More space. We definitely don't need full initiate. Not necessary. What is necessary is a rake and a seed dibber. Rake some stuff in the patches. Got these sweet corn seeds, along with watermelon seeds. We got the watermelon for the scarecrow. By going and doing the minigame in here. Vine Sweeper. It works. I think we don't even need to rake the middle one here, but hey, farm XP. Plant that, and that is protecting the sweet corn with a scarecrow here. Very specifically. We'll give the sweet corn some super compost. Why not? Why not? Let it grow more effectively here. That'll be good. Okay. We also bought too many sweet corn seeds. That was a waste of vine sweeper points, unfortunately. But it is alright. It's alright. Next up, we're going to wield the Ring of Karos. That's going to be very helpful for doing boat stuff right down here. Going to Musa Point. Still, not very many good ways to get to Falador. We don't have the Explorer's Ring, but we do have the Explorer's Ring, so it's all working out. Pay fare to Musa Point. And then for free. Free? It's half. I guess we need to talk to them, technically. Or something. Talk to, so this one, go trip to Karamja. Cost you 30. We can pay you nothing at all. Nothing at all, you say. Why not jump aboard? Yeah, we get half off because of the Karamja diary, but have to go through that whole dialogue to save 15 coins? Nah. Nah. The next one is the one medium task that's been changed. Did need to go to the rat pits, but there's no rat pits anymore. They sanded over the hole entirely. So now instead, we need to get another cat, summon a cat at the rat pits that no longer exists, and then dismiss the cat again. Someday, we're going to have a cat that gets to stay. Today is not that day. Today is not that day. Right, that finishes that one. And now there's just two medium tasks left. Next one, to go head down to Thurgo's, where we went and got a blurite bar. Blurite? Whatever. We need to make some blurite crossbow limbs, because there's a whole blurite crossbow. It's not exactly good by any means. Crossbow limbs, smith it. It takes forever because heating and everything. I guess it doesn't have the same later smithing bonuses to be constantly full heater, whatever. Not a core smithing technique here. And then the last thing that we need to do, takes a few more steps here. Didn't have inventory space for everything that I needed, because again, all the heaping piles of different things that I have in my inventory. But we can accomplish the last thing here with our willow tree that we just still have here in Falador, which is going to immediately become a problem in a moment here, but we're not going to worry about that. Instead, we're just going to gather some willow branches with our secateurs. And since it's been here for ages, it's got all the branches, so it's all working fine. Just need to get the 6 willow branches. We'll use the couch port. It is a very nice infinite teleport. It's a pretty good time, the cabbage port. If we want to go do some herb runs and stuff, good stuff. What we need to do right now is bring these willow branches over to the loom, which is here now, and make a basket. There's like 1 coin in the shop. That's alright. And there we go. The medium tasks completed. But since we haven't technically finished the easy tasks, since we haven't technically been to Entrana, we cannot go and claim our rewards. Unfortunate. Now, the hard tasks. Look at the achievements here. Hard Falador. We've completed 3. Those tasks are: enter the mining guild. Here's a task I've already technically done just now while I was doing getting all the things for the other tasks. Fairy ring to Mud Skipper Point. Love fairy rings. Always a good time. And then while we're here on Mudskipper Point, we'll fish the ominous fishing spot with exploding to fight a Mogre, which is going to be very important in the future. Not right now, though. So we get some Mogre flippers. That'd be a good time. We get nothing. And now, the other tasks that we haven't already done. Here are some different tasks. We need to make a pink cape. It is amazing. Will that, along with our proselyte, full proselyte, climb to the top of the dark wizard's tower here. I guess that's something. Then we're just going to need to alch the proselyte also. Prayer bonus armor really does not get the job done when prayer doesn't protect anymore. That's definitely something. Next up, in Falador, we need to go and change that perfectly serviceable family crest that we just got. Well, that's okay. Alch the proselyte as we run up this way. Don't need that. Don't need that. So many doors in Falador Castle, too. My goodness. And another one. Serenity. Crests. Hello, Crests. What's your name? See. Get her in. Can I have a different one? Costs 5,000 coins. 16 different symbols. Which one would you like? You have to choose with 70 prayer required. The Seradomin. Ah, the great god Seradomin. May smile on your house as you adorn it with his symbol. Amazing. And we could go and change that again if we really wanted to. It's fine either way. There is a few tasks in this hard tier that are a bit of a problem. First of which is just here in Falador Park, where we need to chop down a magic or yew tree. Now, we have the willow tree, which was still here for the branches and stuff, and we do not have a yew seed. Technically, we could go get a yew seed by doing just an absolute ton of vine sweeper. But it's kind of a moot point anyways, because of other things. Next up, in the fishing shop, summon an ibis. There's a bit of summoning level. There you go. Very easy. And now for something less easy, if it even works. I would not recommend fighting an skeletal wyvern with an adamant hatchet. But with enough sharks, anything is possible. Why, oh wyvern. Get out of here. Made an elemental shield to not die. Wyvern breath. Not a safe time. Alchemist. No. Drop it. Okay. And that just leaves us with two tasks here. One was the Ewer magic tree, which we could technically do with a lot of effort. And the other one is the problem. Rune crafting. And not even just that it is make a high-level rune crafting requirement. It's other problems too, unfortunately. It was changed to be easier. Again, with the whole air altar no longer being there, changed to mind. Originally it was make 196 air runes, which requires 28 essence and 66 rune crafting. And then it was changed to 140 mind runes, which is, again, 28 inventory spaces and 56 rune crafting, which we could technically kind of do if we juggled all of our things and essence pouches and etc, etc. But we do not have the level to even do the correct task yet. Also, having a few fewer things in the inventory to need to juggle all over the place would be helpful. And we're not currently in the running for training rune crafting right now. So we're just going to not do that. Once we get a few more levels, I really would not want to try to boost rune crafting and also have to get a full inventory and juggle things while also trying to boost and... yeah, no. So what we're going to do is, I suppose, just wait on that. Technically, you could put some XP lamps into rune crafting or something, but that's a mistake. Those go in herblore. So for now, we are going to Entrana, away from the easy and medium diary, and getting a U seed and higher rune crafting away from the hard diary. First diary we haven't just been able to straight up complete, so that's something. Well, we have another opportunity though, because there's still the Fremennik diary. I've already done 7 out of the 10 easy tasks. This is a lot of backtracking through here. First thing we need to do is not have any runes in order to look at this. Does a grapple count as arrows? Tutorial. Okay, runes, arrows. Nope. Runes. Tutorial. Rewards. Look at the rewards. You get rewards for doing it. I already did this before. And that is the tutorial. Reward thing. We need a grapple. Just hold it for now. And that is what we need to do here. So let us move along to other places. There's definitely some teleports and stuff we could bring with us to make this more streamlined and simple. Well, that requires getting things and then getting rid of them again. Inventory space, not a problem for this particular set of tasks, since most of the things don't even require any items. Some recommended items would be beneficial, but for the most part, this is fine. We just need to make our way over to the next place here. It's Rolaka area, so unsurprisingly, into the Fremennik province. So we're going to hang out here near this Slayer Cave, and then go in the Slayer Cave. Wield our anchor, weighing us down, but also doing fantastic by doing a whole bunch of damage, being strong. Just absolutely crush a cave crawler, and that is a task. A Spirit Ruby would be nice. That doesn't exist. Doop-de-doop-de-doo. Then we're going to be taking a marauding way through the Fremennik province here. Lots of stuff to fight. It's gonna be great. Into the forest, and then a little bit further north where all the trees have been chopped down for some reason. We need to kill a black unicorn. Again, by smashing it with an anchor. More or less brutal than Underground Pass, where we crushed a unicorn with a giant boulder. It's definitely something. It's definitely something. Next one's going to take a little bit longer, though, unfortunately. Because we need to slay 5 rock crabs. Maybe got a decent chunk of health. Weak enough to our attacks, though, so that's okay. Trained a bit of magic here earlier. Not a problem right now. We just had a whole pile of runes back then from the previous rune crafting we did. So yeah, 5 rock crabs. Already did that also, obviously. Can do this either here at Rolaka or over in the Waterbirth Island. That's fun. More options for fighting. Also going to grab a seaweed here. See if we can make this work in our favor. Try to be sneaky about it for the other tasks we need to do later. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. And there is 5 rock crabs. Oh boy. grab it on the way back. Just heading up here, seeing the highest tree in the Fremennik mainland. It is the windswept tree. Wow. Don't need to chop that anymore. That's a whole separate thing. And finding the tree doesn't even require the quest, so there you go. Grab this, get out of the way. And then the last thing in this area we need to do is continue up into the Snowy Hunter area. Lots of good stuff here. Going to be back for more tasks, so definitely more efficient to do all the tasks and just go through them all at the same time. But compartmentalizing all these different things makes the lists shorter for things we need to deal with. Find the hunting expert up here in the snow. Wonderful area for sort of hunting, don't you think? Oh yes, it's very good. I wonder if he'll do some more hunter too. The last task that's already been done. Talking to Otto about this barbarian training. Do some barbarian training? Yes. Ta-da! And now, just the incomplete tasks. There's only 3 of them. With any luck, should be able to finish these here in Releka and just outside. Renew points at this particular mini obelisk. And some lost so many points from the Gobbler's Dungeon Cold and also from summoning that ibis. So that takes care of that. Next up, we need to go fishing. Specifically, we're going to go tuna and swordfish barbarian fishing, because that counts. There's a swordfish. And the last thing we need to do is collect 3 seaweed, which may or may not work by doing it over here. It does say specifically northeast of Releka, by the shore. We can just drop it here 3 times. See if it works. Drop. Pick it up. There you go. 3. We picked up 3 seaweed near there. Totally counts. And that is actually completely, with no caveats or things we cannot do, the Fremennik Easy Diary complete. And now, we run on down and get our reward from, as it says right here, the Council Workmen on the bridge south of Releka. And run may be a slightly strong term for how much we are lugging this around here. Running out of run energy. A wild time. Anyways, we will talk to the Council Workmen and get our reward. Hello! About the task system. Completed all the easy tasks in the Fremennik set. Ah, it's good to hear. You can wear Fremennik sea boots now. I have a pair for you. They're strange, them boots. I think they'll impress the Fremennik and their strange spirits. Look at them carefully. See if you can work out what they do. Thanks. What they specifically do is give me a lamp for 1,000 Herbal XP. Oh, 5,000 Herbal XP. 5,000 Herbal XP. Yes, please. The sea boots, when operated, do a few different things. You can contact the Falador, possibly. Yep. Contact the Falador to recharge the Lyre. That was moved from medium to easy later. That's not actually an option yet. Explain the benefits. See to again certain benefits in the Fremennik area, or in the case you don't need to wear the boots. That's also potentially changed. Speak to Pier the Seer. He'll deposit items into your bank, which we won't do for obvious reasons. Falador's channel will give you extra Lyre charges. True, but only in person. And that's about it. Also changed the amount that the Lyre charges are charged by. So, that's also something. Anyways, now we have the medium tier to deal with. If we check in the medium Fremennik set here, we've completed 4 tasks. Those 4 tasks are using the fairy ring. We go to the quote-unquote snowy hunter area / up here on top of a mountain next to the windswept tree from earlier. We've also got interacting with a pet rock. Talk to it. Who's a good rock? Yes, you are. It's such a good rock. Booga booga booga. Fantastic. And the rock seems happier. And also, check the shoe shop. Holding something, please remove what you're holding first. The shoes? Oh, come on now. Don't be so difficult about it. Because we have all these spaces. Shoes! And lastly, the shouting match between Haznot and Jagex. They got their whole shouting match and everything they're doing. But watch the shouting. And there they go. Wild times. Wild times. Listen to the whole thing. Done that before. So now we just need to wait for this to be done. Or we could probably walk away. That was a fun time though. And then we've got the other 7 medium tasks that we haven't done before. Back up in the hunter area, we need to hunt a saber-toothed coyote. It's gonna fall right in. Perfect. Goodbye. Dismantle. I need more inventory space. Coyote fur. Come. Yep, that's a coyote. With all the liar-based rewards for this gym diary, giving an offering of a raw bass. It's pretty good. A raw bass? You should know that's not a worthy offering, Outlander. That's not a bass, it's just a very small shark. That's a very small shark indeed, Outlander. Small but still worthy. Of an enchantment worthy of your offering. And that was, we were given 40 charges when it should be like 2 or something. Wild stuff. That's enchanted. Let's take us over to Roleka. Not quite the place it would have been, but that's fine. Good enough. Lots of things we need to do here in Roleka. Need to steal from them, which is a great start. Yoink. Steal a fish. Whee! Alright. And then, just going to not worry about that, and go make some vials in the furnace building in Roleka. Molten glass. Glass blowing pipe. Glass blowing pipe. Oh, tool belt. Someday. Make 3 vials. In theory, with the 3 seaweed you picked up for the easy task, but that's fine. Also a sand pit here in Roleka, but no glass blowing pipe. Oh well. Don't need these. Don't need this fish either. Next up, time to learn. As we talk to the chief here. Runt the chieftain. Ask about sealed passage, mountain camp, something else. Hello again, brother Rakir. I hope your travels have brought you wealth and joy. What compels you to visit me on this day? Can hear the history of your people. Why, of course, Rakir. Do not say your people like that, for you are now Fremennik yourself. What did you want to hear of? Tell me of the finding of Koshai. I'm interested in finding of that, about the mysterious warrior as part of Thorvald's combat trial. His name is Koshai, I think? Ah, the Deathless One. We do not even know if Koshai is his name. When we found him, he had no memory, simply repeating that single word. Whatever happened to him must have rattled his soul, so hard that his memory ran away from him, and he has not yet found its hiding place. So, how exactly did you find him? Well, it was a raiding party like any other. We just struck one of the many smaller northern islands to harvest supplies by combat, as our laws allow. When we saw a figure in the icy waters, as we were at least 3 weeks' sail from any port, and saw no other ships nearby, must have been there some time. We could not leave someone to the cold death of the ocean, even an Outerlander, so we fished him aboard. He muttered continually, but his words made no sense. He had no clothes or possessions with him, and seemed to have been burnt somehow before he landed in the water. Cannot help but wonder what burnt him, for as you may have seen, he's incredibly powerful, and resistant to damage by any means I know of. Anyway, we decided to bring him back to Releka, for he did not seem of good health or sound mind, simply repeated the word Koshai over and over. Nirsa tended to him for many weeks, till one day, it was as though a new soul had entered his burnt and broken body. He suddenly left her house one day, fully healed, and able to speak to us as though nothing had happened to him. He still had no recollection of how he had come to be in the icy ocean, or who he was, but where he had come from. But this did not matter to us or him. He took his trials of adulthood, as you did, and has been boon to our clan ever since. Someday I fear he may regain his memory and leave us for his past. But I will always respect any decision he decides to make, should that day ever come upon us. Until then, he is more than welcome to stay here. So, Akir, is there anything else you wish to hear? Tell me of the lands to the north. And hear more of the lands across the ocean to the north. Well, I think the best thing for you would be to go to the docks and ask to join one of the longboats on a journey. My affairs are concentrated mostly on Releka, so my knowledge is not great, but I will happily share what little I do know with you, Rakir. North of this town, the atmosphere becomes bitterly cold. There are a number of small inhabited islands that we have sea routes with. The largest of these is possibly Isolania, although I hear that there has been some recent incident with their monarch, but I don't know the details. There is also, of course, the island of the Moon Clan, who changed with the tides. They are our bitterest enemies, and we are currently at war with them. They are an evil people, equally cursed and blessed by the magic of their blood. Beyond those islands, there is the large, frozen wasteland we call Acheron. It is an inhospitable land. You will need an agile and sturdy body just to keep alive in its perils. As I say, my knowledge outside of this town is rather limited, and I know no more than this. Is there anything else you wish to tell your tale of? Tell me of the Outlanders. I'd like to hear a little of the history between the Fremenniks and the Outlanders. Ah, now that is something I know a great deal about. Believe it or not, all Outlanders were once originally Fremenniks. When first man came to walk these lands, all were Fremenniks, followed our ways, lived a happy life, and never settled in one place for long. We traveled by boat along the coastlines, never taking more from the land than could be agreed grown by the same time in the following year. However, many moons passed, some of our tribesmen, more weary of constantly traveling the lands, decided to build themselves permanent homes. Unfortunately, the other races that had also migrated here did not like this. They waged war upon us at every opportunity. We were driven mostly to the coastlines, where we could escape by boat when attacked. Remember, at this time we had no real way of defending ourselves against constant attack. Then one day, one of our seers, whose full name has been lost in the telling of this tale, discovered a cave full of strange rocks. This rock would never be consumed, no matter how much we took, and sparkled at its peak. It broke off in small and regularly sized chunks when mined. Stranger than this, we found these rocks would be filled with power when taken to certain places across this land. There was a terrible argument in our tribe. Some said we should take as many of the rocks as we could, use them in defending against our enemies' attacks. Others said we had found a place that belonged only to the gods, that should we steal what was not ours, we would find only torment and misery. We voted on this, and decided that it was the best interest of the tribe to leave these strange rocks where they lay, for the gods can be spiteful and cruel, especially those who do not treat them with the respect they desire. Some of our number refused to accept this ruling by our council, however. They began to mine these rocks and set up transport systems to various places of power that enchanted them. Then, they even created temples at each of these places. This was going too far. We had no choice but to expel them from our tribe forever. We turned our backs upon them and let them know they would never be welcomed back to our tribes till they released themselves from the rocks. This is the tale of how the Outlanders came about. Through stealing from the gods, from betraying our ideals, this is why we show them no trust. Anything else you wanted to hear? No, I think we're good. History is very good. Not really my thing. Lies. Totally thing. Let me know should you ever wish to hear our lore and histories. We value them highly. Fremennik History 101. We've already dealt with a lot of the things he was talking about. That's okay. Next up, we need to churn cheese. And that's always a fun time, because of how long it takes. It also makes an entire cheese wheel, which is newer. Churn that cheese from a bucket of milk. It's also quicker now. That's nice. Goodbye, cheese wheel. Fantastic. And then the last task is over in another island here. Yak, attack, wield the yak hide armor, and go slay an ice troll. Very specific ice trolls in very specific places, because just fighting any old ice troll would be too easy. Can't be down the mines, can't be the ice troll runts, needs to be on specific islands of the islands here. Cross the bridges, fight a troll, have a good time. It's something. Man. Not these ones. Not this one. Further, further, further. I'm going to use some amount of prayer here. Might as well. Just to not take quite so much damage. This one will do nicely. Just blast him down with special attacks. They decrease damage, or they decrease their armor, whatever. Barrel chest anchor. It's something. And there you go. And that is the medium tasks completed. Brilliant stuff. Again, no massive problems where everything's weird and complicated. We just go and do the things, and it just works out. So now, like the message here says, you need to go talk to Mirsa in Roleka. That is the shoe person we talked to earlier to look at the shoes. And they have the medium task set rewards, which is also going to be slightly different than what it says it is, because of all the things moving around. Well, that's okay. The thing we mostly care about is the XP lamp anyways. And that's still right where it needs to be. I'm a clothes shop. Change your shoes. I got a fine selection of clothes for sale. Task system. Complete all the medium tasks in the Fremennik set. So you have. Some special boots I've kept aside for you. There you go. Powerful things in their own way. Kind of study them and find all the ways they can help you. Thanks. Interesting how they've moved the information onto the boots themselves. Explain benefits. Fremennik boots contain certain benefits in the Fremennik area. I'm sure in case you don't need to wear the boots. Talk to Spirit of the Seer. He's still going to do the bring stuff to the bank, which we don't want. Fostercomb's enchantment gives us more charges, even remotely. Regent of Miscellanea. We appreciate our efforts, and we get faster approval, which we don't need. And there's a broken piece of pier that we can travel between Miscellanea and Etakaria in the docks there. So that's something. We do need to wear the boots for that, though. It's not a very useful shortcut, because we don't really ever need to go to Exeteria or anything. And also potentially a teleport without charge on the Lyre. But most importantly, 10,000 Herbal XP. Yes, please. I'll take any Herbal XP I can get. And I can get more from the Hard Diary. We've got 4 out of 9 complete. So we'll start with that. Didn't even have to leave town for the first one. Barbarian tuna fishing. Here is the Barbarian Outpost Agility course. Just the regular one, because that's the one that exists right now. Having the full Fremennik armor sets makes them give you the honorifics for your name. Look into Rakir Rock Crusher. How goes the hunt? Very well, as I already completed this task before. Actually, on a different hunt entirely. the last, already completed. Fight and defeat 3 Dagonoths under the Waterbirth Island dungeon here. Just the first layer, very specifically. Ooh, Fremennik blade. In the Lunar Isle Mine, we are going to mine some essence. Never need to do this previously. That's fine. That completes that task. And also while we're here, we're going to bake the red berry pie we brought with us. Bake a pie using magic. And now we need to go get back off of lunar magics. I went and got a dragon mace for fighting the mithril dragon here. Don't think the adamant hatchet would have been good enough. This is also with all the dragon mace special attacks. It's going crazy. And chewed bones, perfect. That's really what I wanted. And that's gonna be just perfect. For the next task we need to do. Using those chewed bones, and specifically Arctic pine logs, to make a pyre ship here. And then we add the bones, and light it. And since it's the right kind of bone, a barbarian spirit doesn't attack us. There you go. More knowledgeable in the barbarian ways, Otto might wish to talk to us more. Also give us a fishing mix too. Yay. Don't need that. That, specifically requiring chewed bones from a mithril dragon, is definitely the most difficult part of the barbarian training. Here's our book back. See if you space record information, yada. Up to date. Session book for notes, more notes, my notes, barbarian skills, etc., etc. I've completed this fire making with a bow. What follows this? Can you tell me more of these spirits? I'll change my fishing style. Follows the fishing. Hail to you, savior of my ancestors. The spirits herald your presence with a spectral fanfare. Arr. Put in the chewed bone there. It's good to be appreciated. On this great day, you have my thanks eternally. May you find riches while rescuing my spiritual ancestors in the caverns for many moons to come. Fantastic. That is achievement complete. Barbarian firemaking and barbarian training. So, that's another thing completed. This is a needed thing later, so it's actually nice to have that done. Chewed bones. Very lucky from the mithril dragon. Well, slightly lucky. Lucky enough. At any rate, one task remains. We need to use the kingdom, which is not perfect. Collect mahogany logs from the Assyrian subjects. I actually completed that, so we could technically take it here or abandon it. I don't think these buttons were here originally, but don't want those in the bank, so abandon the mahogany logs. Yep. Gone forever. We have money in the coffer still, so we'll take that out. Efforts, withdraw all the money. Gonna be putting that in there still a few more times here. And that is the last of it. The Fremennik set tasks hard complete. Given by Advisor Grimm. So we're right where we need to be. Talk to him. Greetings, your Royal Highness. Task system. Complete all the hard tasks in the Fremennik set. Yes, your Highness, I see that. I have some old boots here I discovered in the treasury, which you should perhaps take. There you are. You should look carefully to see what they can do. For example, if you have spare flat pack furniture, I could buy it from you and put the gold in the coffers. We're expanding the settlements in the dungeons, and spare furniture is very useful. Thanks. There's a whole thing with the flat pack furniture to money system. It was based on grand exchange prices, and it was all messed up since nobody makes magical cape rack flat packs. So for a little bit, when this came out, it was 6 million GP per hour giving him magical cape rack flat packs. And now he only takes like 10% of the value or something awful. Not worth worrying about. There are also later things. We check the information, benefits, bonuses. We got the banking, the bonus charges, in person. We get even more approval, which is fine. Broken sensitive section of pier we can jump across. We need new wear boots for that. Flat packs, which we're not going to do because it's not worth it. And later, there's also later or now or at all times, and it doesn't mention it at all. Other things that don't exist, like a super teeth business and other teleport options. And a whole place that isn't a thing. Oh yeah. Should also have the other teleport option here, the operate. We have the daily liar teleport, which we can use, that's from a previous one. And we can change the liar's quick teleport to water birth, maybe? Yep. Again, not gonna really worry about that. What we are gonna worry about is the 15,000 Herbal XP, which is nice. Doesn't mean we got a good amount of Herbal XP to look forward to once we can go to Intrana. We could just lose the 100k and get it now, but nah. That'll wait until later. For now, we head to the end of the year. Last updates here. Next time, goodbye.